Hello everyone, I am glad that you can join us today to learn a little bit more about our enterprise and our project. So who are we? We are the Husky Game Development Enterprise, and the game we are covering today is Gridlock. But before we get started, I would like you to meet the team.
My name is Bridger Matson.
My name is Ian Bingaman.
My name is Ender Ross.
Hi, my name is Evan Krupp.
Gabriel Roberts.
Jackson Frank.
Gabriel Bellinger.
My name's Scott Cool. I'm the faculty advisor for Husky Games.
Husky Game Development, or HGD, is an enterprise that creates video games, an interactive form of art where the consumer or player gets to control what happens. The enterprise is built around creating this form of art for education, industry, and entertainment. Students can join as early as their second semester of their freshman year and will either be placed on an existing team or work on a brand new project. New projects enter this development cycle, starting out with a 2-week-long brainstorming session, culminating with an elevator pitch presented to the enterprise. From there, the team uses the sprint system, which are short 3-week development cycles where team members will work on what can be completed within that time frame. After that, they document the work they did and work on creating new goals for the upcoming sprint. Each semester has 4 sprints, and at the end, the team must decide if the game is finished or if the game should continue to be developed in the coming semester. Additionally, twice every semester, the enterprise runs playtests. Playtests are where people from outside the team play the game to see if there's anything that the team had missed. Recently, HGD opened up playtesting to the community to both showcase our hard work and to get feedback from non-game developers. Feedback from the public is invaluable, as they are representative of the average player. Once a game is finished, games are released on the Husky Games itch.io page, which is a public digital online game store. Teams can also release their game on Steam, another online store, or on Husky Games' own arcade cabinet. Now let's hear from a few of our team members.
I love video games. I've always wanted to be involved in video games, their development. I do some video game modding, and I was like, oh, this could give me a better perspective on how to do that better and do more interesting things. And of course, it looks really good on a resume to show that I have project experience and real working experience.
I always loved video games and I have a passion for them. Felt like the next obvious step in my major here.
Long story short, making games is fun. I've always been a big computer programmer. I've always wanted to find a way to use my programming skills in a way that could simultaneously use my mind and my creativity in a way that I didn't really find anywhere else except for in Husky Games.
This year, Husky Games is presenting Gridlock, a tough bullet hell game where you play as a flower that you have to protect and a saw you use to attack at the exact same time. Your nice paper world is being invaded by a bunch of bugs, and it is your job to defeat them. You use WASD to control the flower and the arrow keys to control the saw. To explain what a bullet hell is, hear from our team lead.
A bullet hell game, also known as a danmaku, the specific bullet hell genre that we're really leaning into for this project, is a genre of video game where the goal of the player is to stay alive on screen, usually while defeating enemies and bosses, as projectiles fill the screen. So you need to dodge projectiles in various patterns while simultaneously dealing damage to either an enemy or a boss or whatever's shooting these to end up winning a level, stage, or boss rush. The inspiration behind the idea behind this game comes from how I design my game projects, and that comes from setting constraints and restrictions and then working around them. The main constraint that I had set for this one was that we wanted a game that could be ported to the Husky Game Development arcade cabinet. What went from there was my realization that we have 2 joysticks and only one of them is usually used at a time. Once I realized that you could control 2 things at once, the idea for a bullet hell where you could multitask came naturally.
Gridlock is made using the Godot 4.5 game engine. A game engine helps facilitate the creation of a video game, allowing for audio, visual, and code implementation to be done using a graphical user interface. We also used Asprite and Krita for art, and Fmod for music and audio.
Asprite is a program similar to Photoshop for pixel art creation, used throughout the industry nowadays.
When we talked, and Bridger mentioned that last semester they wanted to go for the mix of uh, kind of doodle paper art and pixel art. I thought that was really cool, and I was kind of sad that we were scrapping it. But I realized that I wanted to work on art, and Jackson also wanted to work on art, and he is way better at pixel art than me. So I figured that if we maintained the style, we'd be able to split work a bit better. It also just looks cool. I think it helps a bit with reading the screen that your character and the enemies look so different. And it also just helps a bit that all the bullets are vibrant colors and everything's really bright and visually contrasting.
Throughout the creation of this project, we have developed not just our programming, design, and art skills, but arguably more important, our teamwork skills. Displaying your art for the world can be scary, but together we have built a project that we are incredibly proud of.
My main difficulty has been understanding and implementing the code and just the entire programming side of this project. And it's been a bit of an uphill climb, but I've been able to learn a bit more throughout the semester thanks to just help from other group mates.
Really, when I entered the Husky Game Development Enterprise, I didn't quite know how to use programming beyond I get an assignment and I do the assignment. So I've sort of expanded my understanding of how programming languages work and what they can really do.
Working with a team has been another one of the things that I learned how to do.
Gridlock will have an itch.io release on the Husky Game Development page. Thank you for joining us to learn more about our form of art, and we hope you learned a thing or two about the processes behind game development.